Planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner sheet.
Well, hello, planner babes, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, first, I want to thank all my Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited to show you my traveler's notebook prayer bullet journal. And about halfway through the video, I'm going to share with you our sponsor for today. So be sure and stay tuned for that. But this is being housed inside a Webster's Pages that I've had for I think a couple of years now. One of my awesome subscribers and a person who follows me on Instagram and supports me on Patreon blessed me with an Amazon gift card that year. Yeah, 2 years ago, because it was my 50th birthday, and this is what I bought with it. Of course, I love pink and green, as you know if you follow my channel. Love it so much. And so I have set it all up to be my prayer journal. So I previously had a different prayer journal, and I'll link that video across the screen for you guys. And when I set it up, I shared it in a video, and it's in my playlist for Bible journaling and so forth, but I couldn't really share it with you as I work in it because I have specific names and the things that I'm praying for them in there. So I still have that so that I can name people and look at that and not be something that I ever share with anyone. And I do record in there every time God answers a prayer, whether he says yes to what I ask or says no, and I put the date and all that good stuff. This is more of different types of prayers for different purposes that come straight out of the word. So they are scriptures to pray when you're praying in all these different categories. And of course, it's all pretty and decorated, and I can show it at any time. All right. So let's go ahead and dive right into this pretty pink and green. Okay, so here on the left, I love the setup for the Webster's Pages. It's just perfect. And so here on the left side in these pockets, if I can get it out, I have a couple of prayer cards. I got these. There were 2 different boxes at Dollar Tree. I shared them in a haul video as well, and they're just so sweet. So here on the outside, it just says today's prayer. And then on the inside, it has a scripture, and this one has Psalm 92. And so I can switch these out and pray these as well. And then in this pocket, I have another one, which was from a different box of prayer cards. And this one also says today's prayer. And then it says it has Hebrews 11:1. All right, so again, I can switch those out at any time, and they're just beautiful. Love the colors, of course. And then here I've just got some little decorative things. So this was from one of my awesome subscribers named Billy, and I'll put Billy's channel across the screen for you guys. She has a YouTube channel, and she sent me some beautiful goodies, and this is one of them. So I just have this card nestled right in here because it's so beautiful. Oh, I love it. And then here, I wanted to angle it to show all of the pretty beadwork right there. And then this is one that she sent me as well. Just really nice tags. Just so pretty. So I love to look at beautiful things. They make me want to use the product more because I'm just looking at something that's so beautiful. So these are perfect. And then I just slid this little piece of paper. It's a stationery pad that another subscriber and one of my Patreon supporters, Etta, sent me. And so I just have that behind this journaling card that's also from Billy because it just kind of filled in the gaps because the card is a little bit narrower than this spot. And I'm trying to cover that space right there. And so this is 1 Thessalonians 1:1. And on the other side, it says, you are truly a wonderful person. And yes, I pray that God will be kind to you and will bless you with peace. A wonderful prayer, right? So then that is just sitting nestled in here. And I just love it. I think it's so encouraging. Just the pretty feminine colors, which they don't have to be, but they're just the colors that I really like. All right, so that's in there, and I'm trying not to be a perfectionist. Quit straightening it, Lucy. Okay, so then this craft folder I made, oh gosh, at least 2 years ago. And I shared it in a video also. I made it out of a Dollar Tree plastic folder, and you know, the kind that has the holes in it for putting in your 3-ring binder. And yeah, I just did a video of how to make craft folders using some Dollar Tree stuff like that, and it just looks really well with this. It's got the pink and green, but also the purple, which just blends very nicely. And then in the pocket here, you guys, this was so fun. I watched a YouTube video where they weren't focusing on this, they just shared this in their flip through of a traveler's notebook, and I can't remember who it was, but she just flattened some flowers and then laminated them. So I did that because we have a floral bush in our backyard, and I just put them in a book, a really thick, heavy book, and then put another book on top of it. And then after a couple of days, I laminated. So actually, the purple ones were pink, and then this one was a darker pink. I mean, this was a dark pink. This was a lighter pink, but way darker than this. And then the white is kind of yellowed. So they look different after they dried. But it's just laminated. That's it. I punched a hole and I put some raffia, pink raffia from Dollar Tree in it. And it just makes me smile. I've got some pretty stationery. This is just from a stationery pad. I took off about 6 pages. And this is from Dollar Tree as well. Just so cute. Alrighty. And then this is the first insert, and this is the one that I have written a bunch of prayers in, and then the rest of them I will just continue to do them. And so here on the cover, this little finger here and this pretty, forget what you call these, doily, paper doily here are from Etta, who I mentioned earlier. And this is just some craft paper that I had, and I used some existing inserts that were different sizes, but that was what I had that wasn't already set up with dates or calendars, that kind of thing. And so on here, I just added Mark 14:38 in a Sharpie, and I covered this again with this craft paper. And so it says, watch and pray lest you enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And that's one of the scriptures that I've memorized. And so then on the inside cover, I just layered some scraps. So I had some leftover scrap paper from one of the other inserts. And this is leftover scrap paper as well. This is the front folded over. I just put some washi tape on that, and I left this piece open so I could make it a little pocket. And then it just has some paper. So eventually I'll be adding some of these different stationaries to write in some of the scriptures. And then this was from Etta as well, and I just cut around it because there was a sticky pad above that, and I used some permanent double-sided tape from Dollar Tree to secure this side and this side. This is just a scrap that also came from Etta, I think Etta, but this scrap I think came from Billy. And then I just stuck a couple of few sticky pads. This is just really cute of what do you call this? Man, my vocabulary is escaping my brain. Cloud, colorful cloud. And I just stuck it right in there. So this insert was one that came from a church that we went to in Oklahoma City before we moved to the Phoenix Metro. And it was for people who host small groups in their home, which we did. And we used to be community leaders over 10 different small groups. And they gave us these little journals, which I didn't use much. So back then, and so I'm using it now, and they have these little comments Down at the bottom, tips for leaders for small groups, and I left those because they are really good tips. So yeah, so there's that. And then the initial pages that kind of describe small groups, I just stapled those and put some washi tape. So here's my index, which I wish I had written these titles bigger, because they just look so tiny on the screen right there. I thought about covering them, but I don't know if I will, because I still do want plenty of room to write in additional pages or different pages, because I wrote really tall titles on here for the scriptures, but then there are spaces where I left because once I put that big verse title, then it wouldn't have been room to write anything else. So I figured I'll just write in some smaller ones, smaller titles, and write in some more different scriptures in some of those different places that you see. Like here's another one, here's one, here's one. So I'll eventually do that. But right now the headings are, and I need to highlight this one, the headings are adoration, repentance, thankfulness, fear and anxiety, depression, and health. And I think I'm going to add one that's faith. And, I'll think about what else. And so I just wrote in Tombow Dual Brush pen. I just did cursive and then traced around it. And then later on, you'll see that I stopped writing in KJV and then just put this little note here that says all scriptures are taken from the New King James Version of the Bible unless otherwise noted. And then I also stopped tracing around the cursive and instead started writing back over the cursive just in the center with Prisma Micron. And so I've got different scriptures in here. There are a lot of Psalms because just Psalms are really good things to pray. So as you can see, I used Tombow Dual Brush pen to write in all of the verse titles. I made a mistake here and I hate the way that whiteout looks. I know it doesn't matter, but that's that perfectionism. There's still pieces of it in there, y'all. At least I recognize it and I realize it's not a big deal. Let it go. So you'll see I marked something out later and I was like, it's better to do that. Don't worry about it. So Psalm 51 is a great one. Love the Psalms. So then I've got several here on this. I love the way that looks with all the soft pinks and greens, you guys. So here I can write another one in there, just a smaller header. And so these are really good leader tips. Like this one says, this is all about relationships. Find a way to make a circle for group discussions. It helps. Be a helper, not a hero. Wonderful tip. Silence is okay. It's the only way some people will speak up. Wonderful. Those are great tips. So more verses here. Oh, I love how pretty the pink and green look. They look so good. So I really enjoyed. So here's one that I messed up, like I said earlier, and so I crossed it out and then I just wrote what verse it really was, what verses it really was. So so this one I just have maybe 10 pages altogether, front and back, left in this one, and then I will continue doing the same thing, and I might think of other categories. I will still continue with the categories that I already have in there. And so this was a scrap of paper from one of the other inserts. There's the back. So pretty, and wrapped around here. And then I just used another little scrap and a sticker that I had that says, believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and you will be saved. So it's giveaway time, you guys, and Emerging Green is giving away this beautiful beach picnic blanket, and this is the same company that provided the 3 eco-friendly notebooks, one of which I gave away in a previous video, and these awesome garden clogs that I love so very much. So yes, Emerging Green is an eco-friendly company, and this blanket is awesome. It comes in 3 different colors, 3 different primary colors. So the primary color for this one is blue with splashes of green. There's one with green with, I don't know what the other color was that was splashed in there, and then there's one where the primary color is red. I just have it sitting out here on my back patio on top of tiles, so I put a blanket under that, and it was super comfortable, you guys. guys. This material is easy to clean. It is waterproof. Just soap and water will take care of that. And it's very comfortable and functional. So it has this little pouch where you fold it all over, and then you Velcro the little tab right there that you see, and it makes it possible to carry it all folded up, which I'll show you here in a little bit. And there you can just kind of see from different angles kind of about what size it is and how it looks when it's all spread out on my patio. And then I did try it out, you guys. I sat down on it. It was very comfortable. The material is just nice and smooth and not scratchy or uncomfortable in any way. So yeah, I just enjoyed having this out on my back patio. I'm going to keep using it like this in the shade. And then I also tried it out just laying down, because sometimes things are comfortable sitting down but not necessarily laying down. So look at me. I'm enjoying myself in the shade out in the back patio. So all of the details for this giveaway are in the description below. Be sure to check out Emerging Green. They're an awesome eco-friendly company, and you're going to want to find out about all the incredible products that they have. And so here you also can see how it looks when it's all folded up. Now, it was a little bit tricky for me to figure out how to fold it, but I did eventually do that. So that takes care of that one. Here is the other side of the craft folder, which, as you can see, these inserts, these two big inserts, there's one in the front and one in the back. They're a bit wider than a standard size, so that's why this, look at that. But hey, they work, and they I need to use them, and they're great. They have great tips in there. They're not too tall though. They are the right height. And so then I just have some not craft paper, but stationery. This was one from Dollar Tree. It was a little too wide, and so I just trimmed it. And then this is from Dollar Tree as well, which I think is so pretty. I love this one. I love pastel colors. I just do. So yeah, so then this wraps up the first insert, and then this is a Jane Davenport folder that I've had for ages. It's been in and out of different traveler's notebooks, and it is just holding a couple of scraps, so it looks really pretty tucked in there behind her little eyes. So that is that. I keep wanting to straighten up. I don't know why, but I keep feeling like I'm crooked, but I'm probably not. It's probably all in my head. And then, so this is a beautiful, what do you call this, y'all? Paper clip that Etta made. Now, it wasn't a paper clip. She had a little mounting tape on the back, and then I hot glued a paper clip, and then hot glued one of these pieces that she gave me as well, and it makes a beautiful paper clip. Oh, I do love it so much. So yeah, that looks really pretty right there. Gorgeous, look. So that's that, and this is the next insert, and I just added on here scraps from, I think this one's from Billy. This I already had at home. Some washi tape I already had. This was from some paper from Etta, and I wrote on here 1 John 5:14, which says, "Now this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us." And then this insert was actually from a Dollar Tree traveler's notebook, the ones that are the size of a Hobonichi Weeks. In fact, I used the cover for Hobonichi Weeks before. And so it is about, it's not the, it's about the same width of a standard size insert, but it's shorter. And so I put this one and the other one that's in here in the center, so that, I don't know, they kind of offset. So here's the other pocket for the other side of that. I don't have anything in there. Now this one is dot grid, so I'm excited to use that. And then this one is another one from Jane Davenport, and it's just got some little stationery paper that I had. And then this is another piece that originally came from Etta, and I did the same thing. I made it into a paper clip and used one of her pieces she gave me there on the back. Isn't this so pretty? I mean, gosh, you guys are amazing. This is just lovely. I love it so much. And then here is the next insert, and this one, so I didn't cover this one. It came already looking really pretty like that. I didn't feel like I needed to completely cover it since it wasn't like, you know, the brown kind of look or whatever. I just added to it. This one, you know, was brown, and so I covered it just like I did the front one and like I did this last one. And then this was paper from Etta. This was also from Etta. It had a little, what do you call it? It had like a little plastic stone right here, but it was going to press into that. So I took that off and I just colored into it. And it says Walk by Faith. And this was just some craft paper as well. This craft paper and this craft paper, and I think the one on the back all came from Michael's. And then here, this was decorated on my previous prayer journal, the one that I've been talking about earlier. And so these were those wall stickers from Dollar Tree, and I just put them inside here. So I used some scrap paper on the inside right here, and some washi tape that I had, and then I just put these on top. And then this is just some plain paper that came from an insert. I think this insert was from a traveler's notebook that I got from the 99-cent store. That's the same size as this one. I think that's the one. So yeah, and then this is just some nice real smooth paper on the inside. And then these letters came from my previous prayer journal. I guess it's not previous. I still have it for where people are named and where I cannot share that because it's very personal and private. And so I pulled those letters off because that one had like the faux plastic, not plastic, but the faux leather, so it could easily come on and off. And so these letters were from Dollar Tree as well. And they were just stickers. They weren't even the jumbo kind that can peel off, but they came off really well. And I colored these before with Sharpie. Yeah, and I just used some leftover craft paper and washi that I had. Yeah, and there's that. And then here is the back of that folder from Jane Davenport with some scraps. And then this is a craft folder that I made ages ago when I had an Etsy shop. And it's got just some scraps as well. This piece right here all came from Billy. Oh, I didn't even describe this. So this clip, this was just this piece with mounting tape that came from Etta, and then I hot glued it to this binder clip. Yeah, and it works perfectly. And so this piece right here came from Billy and my subscriber. And then here I just added to the tag that she made, and I wrote, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing," from 1 Thessalonians 5:16. And then it just tucks really nicely. I'm so glad she did that. I love it. And then I just put some craft paper over this insert as well. And then I left this one brown on the inside. And then all of these pieces also came from my other prayer journal where people are named. And then, yeah, just some washi right there and stapled that. And yeah, so there's the other lined one. And then this was on the cover of my other prayer journal, and I took it off, and it looks so nice right there. Yeah, and there's the other side of the craft folder, and the scraps tucked in there. And of course, I have room to put something in here. I will eventually put another pin loop in the front. I didn't even think about that until just now. But yeah, well, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it will inspire you. I can't wait. I mean, I can wait. It's a process and a journey, but I'm excited about continuing to write scriptures inside of here, switching out other prayer cards. I might switch out some prayer cards in here and in here, you know, using some of these pieces and adding more scriptures in between and on the future ones. Well, thank you. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. All of those things, sharing, all of that really helps my channel a lot. It tells YouTube to recommend my video through that algorithm. So yeah. Also, I'm on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic. So be sure and check me out there if you haven't already. I have 2 Facebook groups. The one for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew, and there we do giveaways and we try to stay in touch just about every day with all different types of posts. And then the local one is called Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ, and there we meet in person once a month and have lots of planner fun. And then if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And until next time, everyone, happy planning!